anti-clockwise. Always use plenty of grease to lubricate both rim and bead. Now use the peak tool. Introduce it between rim and bead. Stretch the bead outwards by lifting the chuck arm and moving the tool carriage outwards. Then introduce the long lever in the gap created by the tool. Keep the lever pushed outwards and let it turn anti-clockwise, so obtaining the outer bead detachment. To take the inner tube out, always first remove the valve from the rim, pull it, and then take the inner tube out of the tire. Now move to the opposite side and set the peak tool between rim and bead once again. Turn clockwise, move the carriage outwards until the bead is stretched. Now introduce the long lever in the gap created by the peak. Keep it pushed outwards and let it turn anti-clockwise. You'll get the detachment of both inner bead and the whole tire. To mount the tire again, move the chuck arm downwards until it's possible to rest the tire on the rim quite easily. Then lift a little bit and let it turn anti-clockwise. The first bead will set itself very easily through this simple operation. To introduce the inner tube, first set the valve in its proper seat. And then set the inner tube inside the tire. Use the anti-clockwise rotation for help. Now use the delivered small clamp again. Fix it down the rim and let it turn clockwise until you get a certain stretching on the outer bead. Move the peak tool downwards and set it between rim and bead. Turn slowly clockwise while acting on the tool arm carriage in a way to keep the bead always rightly stretched and to create a gap for its setting on the rim. Once finished, take both the small clamp and the tool away, paying attention not to scratch the rim with the peak. Let's see now how to operate on tires equipped with bead wire and additional fastening ring. For this kind of wheel, it's necessary to use the relevant 2 clamps available on demand under reference number 136/90. Fix them on the rim perpendicular to each other. Then, detach the outer bead from the rim using the disc tool and turning anti-clockwise. Remove both clamps and set the disc tool on the rim's outer metal edge. Now push inwards, always turning the tyre anti-clockwise. Tool push will gradually release the first fastening bead wire, to be then removed by means of the short lever delivered with the machine. A further push will also release both the seal and the second fastening ring, to be then removed by hand. After which, move the disc tool to the opposite position and set it against the inner bead. Push the bead and let it turn anti-clockwise. The tyre, so released from the bead wire and fastening ring, will slide easily outwards, so detaching both beads from rim. To mount the tyre on its rim again, move the chuck downwards until it's possible to rest the tyre on the rim quite easily. Then lift the chuck again and let the tool arm carriage move inwards. Since the tyre doesn't meet any friction, its resting on the carriage will drive it into the correct position on the rim. Now, always keeping the tyre positioned on the tool carriage, introduce the fastening ring and seal by hand. Lift the tyre and put the disc tool on the fastening ring surface. Turn anti-clockwise and push the disc against the ring for setting it in position. Then introduce by hand both the seal and the bead wire. Now set the disc on the bead wire and, turning clockwise, push for setting it in position. At the end of this operation, the tyre is completely mounted. We thank you for your attention and hope we have clarified your doubts and satisfied your curiosity. Our technical staff is at your disposal to answer any further questions you may have, and we also take the chance to invite you to consult our website www.giuliano.it to have free access to our technical literature. Please always consult the installation, use and maintenance instructions delivered with each machine and perform all the suggested maintenance operations. Thank you for your choice. Have a good training with Giuliano.